You've been playing since...
A long time.
You've been playing since season 4, I assume?
Yes.
Cool. Well, I wasn't trying to just hype you up for no reason. I thought when we played, I thought you were doing some good things, from what I saw. You just basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be trying to kind of talk while you play and kind of put your brain in the right headspace so that when you're when you get into like the mid-game scenarios, you're not just throwing away opportunities or you're not seeing the opportunities the way that I look at them, okay? And then hopefully after you're done with the session, you should be able to go into games and start crushing. It could be Morgana, it could be Lulu. Why don't you show me what runes you're running? Okay. Yeah, that's correct. And then I would keep everything else exactly the same. The playstyle you're playing is definitely a bit more risky, but I like it. I like this playstyle right now. You saw that I was using it too. TF's W is going to be nerfed soon, so we might have to make adjustments to builds later. But yeah, I would imagine... Well, I ask you, what do you think you're going to be facing here?
Probably Morgana.
That's correct. It's very likely to be Morgana. It's very unlikely to be Lulu. Morgana is going to be a lot of just kind of chilling. I don't see us killing this guy very often, but we're going to be playing to just kind of push the lane out and look to roam around the map and hopefully pick up some free kills. Okay. Let's see here. She ran Ignite, so she's gonna try to kill us some of the time. And the Comet. I mean, as long as you don't get like too out of line with your positioning, there's really no way that she should be able to bind you too often. And I imagine you're starting Doran's Ring 2-pot with Twisted Fate. Okay. Okay, you're gonna go to that top brush up the northern part of the river, okay? So the reason I'm having you do this is because Zach obviously warded, so we don't have to ward. But if he doesn't ward that, we're gonna poke our head out at around like 120. You're gonna ward into chickens. Generally, I like that ward with champions that are aggressive. I view Graves as like aggressive one. Jarvan, Pantheon. Not that Graves is gonna cheese this level 2 or anything, but I just like to know what he's thinking. If he's going to invade our jungler, I want that information. So, but thankfully the Zach's warded for us, so we don't have to worry too much about that. So you can lane now. Good. That was really nice. I would auto the creeps a little bit. She's trying to push into us, so yeah, just kind of try to keep the wave even. Don't overshove, but just kind of match her, if that makes sense. So just kind of keep the wave right where it is. That's good. Nothing in the wave. Yeah, this is good. And that's perfect. I don't really want to push out into her right now unless she's being just an idiot. We're in no rush. And then right about now, I'd probably look to red card that back line. Because really what you're trying to do is, like I said, you're just trying to make it so that she's not just pushing into us and just owning us with prio. And then red card again in the back line, yeah. I would have also taken Q second here because the way that the lane plays, you're not going to be auto-attacking her very much. But you can just make that adjustment the next time. I wouldn't worry too much about it. You're fine. Same thing as before. I would Q the wave, try to hit her with it. Just try to make it so that she's not just pushing us under tower completely. That's good.
Did they did the nerf already? One?
You mean the W? Oh, there you go. Yeah, some nice follow-up. Careful. Zach has passive. Yeah, you got a full flash, yeah. Oh shit, this guy's fast as fuck, boy. You're good. I would probably walk, well, I was gonna say I'd probably walk back to mid, but Zach's holding at least. We're gonna buy boots here. There also might be an argument for flashing earlier just so that we don't get pushed out of lane. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So if you like once you see the Graves show up, like I imagine you've seen some of the dopest stuff, but he talks about this too, where it's like he'll just flash because he would rather flash and stay in lane than not flash and get pushed out anyways and have to flash. That's okay. We're fine. All right, I'm gonna need you to hard shove the wave here. Good farming. You're gonna red card wave. I would also consider selling my refillable here to get my Swifties, okay?
Kind of sketchy with not having pots on lane. I'm
I
not
know.
clean lane as you.
But you'll get better at it. It's just the boots are more important because think about it like this. You might be right, but you can always just back and just run back to lane because of this buy. Does that make sense? Instead of worrying about it like that, just think like I can just leverage the fact that I could just power back over and over again if I want and I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, I jam here. I don't know where they are. I see a lot of action on map.
Bottom.
Oh, okay. I didn't see it. Yeah, you just jam. Whatever. I'm a little scared of Graves here. Be careful with using your W at this point, by the way. Just for now, because we don't know where Graves is. You can kind of linger around, but...
no.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. So, you can ignite him for move speed, maybe? Yeah. Maybe. Okay. So, do you understand why I said I'd be careful with my W now?
Yes.
Okay. Just think about that in the future. Like, if we think we can get folded on, just keep the W. You can still push. Just have your stun card in your mind is like how I'm going to escape. That was why that got really sketchy. So we don't want to be in the situation where it's like random, you know? We want to know how it's going to play out in advance. So here, we're going to get our ult. Basically, yeah, I'm just going to try to get the wave out of my face here. And then we're going to look to do a... roam if she gives it to us, like if she lets us. She might not. I would try to push. I don't care. Like I'm gonna try to push right at her. Make sure that Q hits everything. Don't miss that. Try to hit every minion with it, or at least the majority. Right? We're not perfect. Yeah, I'd probably blue card there. So Graves gets dragon. Can we just always be looking around? Yeah. I don't try to like over jam here just because our mana's kind of low. Unless you want to try to jam and get that top side. You can see on the mini map that top side honey fruit. You can go and grab that sometimes too because you know Graves is bottom, so you're basically free to walk up river real quick because of it. This is why I like the Swifties is what you're seeing because I can kind of just rotate around the map quickly and snag stuff or just be in position to help quick. So there you go. Just re-up on mana. We could see Lulu, but she's not really doing anything useful. No, we're not. Oh, I see what you're doing. My bad. I'd probably just jam the wave first and then assess. Try to pan your camera down while you're doing this so we know. I would push. I don't like that fight. I don't see a... Okay, so that's... Now I would think about it. I would think about moving to bottom now. So I would look again and see. You might have something... Well, now you just got to jam. Yeah, no, it's fine. I just want you constantly like cross-referencing with like what's happening on the map. So I just want to know like if they were getting really low to where you could just scoop a kill. Start backing now. We don't want to stay too long. Yeah, that's perfect. You could just you could back probably right here and get away with it. Let's have our catalyst ready to go. I'd probably just buy a dark... Well, you could do that. I would probably buy a dark seal, though. That's just my preference. I would have probably bought a dark seal and a control ward. But, like, this is fine, too. Because we still haven't gotten an ult off, so, like, eventually they're probably going to be a kill for us. You could path towards bottom. You could path towards bottom here after the shove. You can also look top. She's roaming around like an idiot. Yeah, I would look. I know that you're trying to shove too, but this is good. It's getting sketchy. I don't know. We'll see. Aatrox is huge, actually. Yeah, ignite that guy. There you go. Let's try to get this Graves or that. Yeah, that works. Nice. Yeah, it's dope. I'd stay in it. Nice job. He's fucked. Cool. Yeah, let's jam. I'm thinking here, since Shen is so behind, we saw he was only like level 7. You saw that, right? Like he was super weak. I would probably just take one plate and just... I would take the plate. I'm not scared of him.
I think the plate was gonna go.
Well, my whole thing was I was afraid that he could block it, but you might be right. This is good. Now back off. Just get out. Yeah, good shit. That's great. Please let us. Nice. Cool. Yeah, that's good. Yep, I like it. I know that Dark Seal's like historically risky. Do you buy that often, or?
If I get some kills, yes.
Because I pretty much buy it like every game. I just like it so much.
Well, that depends on the game. Sometimes I get ganked way too often.
Yeah. The Zac is trying to hook you up, but he doesn't have his ult, so he's baiting you. Be careful. This is kind of a sketchy situation. Yeah. So the problem with that Zac, just so you understand why I knew that was so bad from him, it was fine if he has his ult. I think it's an okay move, but without his ult, he's really extending that trade. You see how he jumped in way in advance, like before you were there. That's not a bad move if your mid is like in route. This is really good by you. All right, that's good. That's a good back off. No, that's really good. Good shit.
I saw that grave bottom, so.
No, that was good. That was good. I like the pressure. That's good shit. So I'd probably jam here. I'd take a peek at top and see if the Shen is low enough to where we can maybe coordinate something. Because the Aatrox is kicking this guy's ass. Yeah, I would probably try to... Oh, careful with the graves. He's fast as fuck, so... So, then... Yeah, I would definitely walk up there. Just like a quick swoop and see, you know, if he gets out of line. Yeah, there you go. Wow. See, this is why we do this right here. Sucks that we missed our Q, though. We might not kill him because of that. We'll see. Nice. You see that? Just a quick check to see if he gets out of line. Because most tops, just speaking as somebody that's played a lot of top lane, most tops, like, don't expect that roam. Grab that plant. Grab that plant. The honey fruit. Yeah. Nice. Scuttle's whipping our ass, but you know what? Fuck that guy. What's going on at bottom? Can we rotate to that, or is that...
You can rotate.
We don't have to. I just keep looking at it. This is very important. I just need to see it. If you think you do well here, then go. It's your call. Nice. Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's a good play. The river fight's looking juicy. Pull off. Just pull off. Our mana is really low, so we don't want to linger, you know what I mean? Just let it go. Yep. I would have probably kept the W there. Careful with overplaying. You're out of mana. This is really thin. Really thin. I don't like this poking shit that we're doing here. Get out. If he stops your back, that's really bad for us. Thankfully, they let us leave. Nice. Be careful with that, because that fucks our whole tempo up. So yeah, you're going for the Zhonya's. I don't mind it. I think you have a pretty good top laner. Yeah, bot lane's getting squashed, so this is good that you pulled off of that fight. This is how you carry, really, is you've got to just kind of control for a while and just wait for them to fuck up. You can push into their jungle a little bit further with that ward, just with the ward. You're fine now, but you see, you can take all that shit. Because you know they were all playing towards the bottom side, so you know top side's pretty empty. So you could get a deeper ward in and you'd have more info. Be careful with going back to mid, though, yeah. Okay, we got a Morgana up our butt. Let's loop around and get ready to wave clear. I don't like this. I don't like this. Go back to mid. No. We go back to mid here. We might get caught because of how we path, though, which sucks.
She waited that long.
Yeah, she did. You might have to... Well, you're fine. You're fine. You should be fine. Just wave clear. Don't take any damage. You can't... You see that?
Yep.
Ooh. That guy just fucking saved us. All right, just reset. Or grab the plant. Grab the plant. It's right around the corner. On the... No. You're red. You're You're red. Go around towards your red. Towards your red. Trust. You're red. Yep. Yeah. There you go. We can grab this and wave clear a bit. Okay, so Zach fucked up. Might have a play here, though. Nice. All right, so we have our ult in 10. Good. We have our ult in 10. Go ahead and grab top. Don't back. Grab top. There's a wave coming down here in a second. We don't feel comfortable pushing because we're so low. But we can grab top, right? Because that's free. And we know that Aatrox's probably not going to be in position in time. We want that XP. He'll ping us probably because he's crazy or something, but it's whatever. I would probably reset. This is going to take too long. Just reset here. Reset. Go ahead and upgrade your CDR item. Get your mana on your health back. Take a breather here. You can look to start working bottom too. And I want... That's good. I want you... Start moving towards bottom. And we'll see. We might have to path towards mid here. But I want you pathing towards bottom initially. Yeah, we have to path towards mid. I think it's actually gone, but we still should be in mid. Oh, Zach. Hey, look at Zach. Keep looking forward. Keep looking forward. He's a pretty good turret defender, so... Max range to Q. We can't clear in time. That's fine. Trust me. You can go bottom. You're fine. We'll have our ult. Remember, we have our ult to rotate. They get rift here. We can't stop it. So let's just go ahead and drill this bottom tower for a second. Get ourselves some more XP. Take a little break from the bullshit. See, that's gone. So us being there doesn't change any of that. So just get this wave under so that they're actually losing everything. They're going to take tier 2. We're going to give that tier 2 away because we can't stop it. But you're going to jam this wave. Focus on the minions first. Now, after you clear these minions, start backing the brush. Like, pull off and Q and back in the brush, okay? Yep, just back in the brush here. We're going to defend in base. You're going to ping that tower, the inhib tower. And then, can we get Zonius? Perfect, that's perfect. Now, look forward as you run out. Let's look forward, look forward, look forward. I need to see them. I need to see. Can we force something here? We have Zonius? Yeah, we can force. This should be a good fight for us. Keep looking forward. Don't pull back your camera. Pull it forward. I need to see. Yeah, there you go. There you go. You've got Zonius. Don't panic. You can keep forcing this. You can keep forcing this. You have Zonius. You have a pretty good advantage, I think. Good. Yeah. Zonius, if you need it. If you need it.
I don't think I need it, but...
Yeah, if you need it. Sorry, I'm not trying to make you fuck up. I'm just trying to keep your head in the game.
Oh!
Nice try. Nice try. That's good. It was, I think it was a good hold. It's just, it's tough. Yeah, that's good. Let's go and grab top when we pop up. You're just kind of chilling here. We don't really skirmish at this point. We just need to kind of keep the game afloat. That's all we have to do. Your team's going to grab bottom, so don't panic about bottom. They're so close to bottom. If they miss it, they're just being idiots anyways. But it's not really your responsibility. You can't catch every single... You know what I mean? You can't catch every single wave. You just have to trust that they're going to take care of some stuff. And eventually, someone's going to have to deal with these minions on base anyhow. Keep poking... Keep looking at the camera while you're farming. You can't rotate right now. I mean, you just can't, in my opinion. It's just part of the game. But I do want you, as you're farming, I know it sucks, but you really do have to keep panning your camera over. So keep clicking that. Yeah, I need to see. I'll make you that, I'll make you up your APM on that. So as you're, no, you're going to stay here. We're looking because as your ult gets closer, that's when I'm going to consider you moving. But someone has to farm this. It's just what it is. The thing that you need to keep in mind too here in these types of moments in the game is that your team's going to be panicking and wanting you to just mindlessly group. What you're doing is more valuable to your team. Go ahead and move forward. You can tank some of this. I want you tanking those minions up. Just go all the way up there and get this out. Yep, I want it all done. I know it's boring, but it has to happen. Yeah, good. Keep going, one more wave. You have breathing room. This is very important. This is chillin' time. Your team bought you some time to just breathe for a second. Get the extra XP, get huge. So the next fight, when you show up, you're going to have your Zonias, you're going to have Ignite, you're going to have everything. You're going to be able to make a strong defense. Try to get all these. I would probably just, yeah. I'd probably just back here. Oh, you need to run, you need to run, you need to run. They might collapse on you. Okay, so thankfully they don't chase in. They might do Baron here. We can't stop it anyways. It's just how the game is right now. But the good news is, if they fuck up one more fight, you guys just kind of auto-win. So even if they get Baron, I don't think it's the end of the world. I would go ahead and get Lichbane built out. Can we catch this Shen? Okay, he's caught, okay. Let's go ahead and ult and look to stop their backs. But don't fight because Aatrox is bottom. So don't land near them. Like, yeah, kind of just float. Throw your Q. You're not fighting, okay? You're not fighting. You're just queuing. Look at Sona Mr. Ult. You really don't want to fight. You fight, you lose. Your team fights, you lose. So just poke and play control. You lose. Like, they just will hard lose. Yeah, let's grab the wave. Grab the wave. Get this out of here. They're going to Baron buff the wave. Let's hope they back, okay? Shove that, shove that, shove that. Now run, 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 run. Hopefully we're not fucked. Super lucky. Okay, throw the pink ward down as you walk. Now keep walking. We can't get stopped. We can't get killed, or we might lose. So go ahead and, yeah, just back right there. I think you're fine. I think we're okay, dude. We just gotta heal up here and survive this. Yeah, this is good. Go ahead and grab top. Watch your team, though. Watch your team. Watch your team. Watch your team. You do have to rotate now. You do have to rotate now. Yeah. You have to be kind of near it, because if they get caught, it's bad. Just try to wave clear. Hopefully they don't end off this. It's getting thin. Aatrox has ult, but he can't really do anything. He might be fucked. We'll see. Just keep max ranging Q. Just max range it over and over. Try to grab the wave top too. Juggle. I know it sucks to juggle everything, but try to like red card the wave in between. If they don't end it, this game floats. Just so you know. So don't die. Don't die. You just need to be alive here.
You guys going ham.
Yeah, yeah. Walk up with him. Walk up with him. Just kind of, like I said, just kind of poke. Get ready to Zonias maybe. No. Yeah, you have to commit. You have to go. Yep, you have to try. It sucks, but you have to. Okay, what do we got? We got Zonias and we have ult. Use that ult so I can see. Good shit. Use that ult so I can see. Put it. Yep, 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 yep. Good shit. You've got your Zonias. Don't forget. She does a lot of damage, so. Good job. Really good job. Hopefully they don't suck. Okay, you need to back now. Just back. Press B. And just pray that they don't kill you. Yep, that's all we can do here. Just pray they don't kill you. We need to clear the wave. I'm going to break you out of this habit of not panning your camera forward. Go up to the top. I mean, I don't know what they're doing. They really... Okay, you need to rotate, I guess. This is so sketchy. They just need a wave clear right now, but they might not stop. Let's see if we can maybe slow it down. No, you gotta be there. You gotta be there. If they die, it's over. You gotta be there. If they die, it's game over.
He went ham again. Okay, at the grave.
Okay. Alright, now we need to start backing and defending. We need to basically make the call to leave. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, we're gonna lose a tower. Hopefully not both. Try to get on the minions and pull them off. Maybe. You see how your team dies, anyways. It sucks because like you have to defend, but like you can feel that they're just probably gonna die. Go back, grab mana, and run at this Caitlyn. I guess grab a blue pot too. Just run at her in a straight line. You have it right there on screen. That works too. Go. You gotta go. Waited a little too long, I think. Yeah, nice try. That's a tough one, dude. That's a tough one. But thankfully, I do think there are some things that we can clean up for sure. This was really good effort by you, actually. As far as TF goes, you really do got a good framework here. Good foundation. Go ahead and look at our damage dealt. So our damage dealt, like, is pretty low, but to be fair, it's really not our, that's not our place when we can't walk up to the Caitlyn without getting blasted, so I don't really mind it. I was just curious. Damage taken, let's look at damage taken. I'm just trying to assess the game itself. So really what it looks like is your team just had a big threat, like a big carry threat that was pretty hard to deal with. They had a Lulu with a Caitlyn who is just 10 times better than your AD carry. And essentially we just needed to hope that our team could just defend one good defense and then reset it out. But here's the thing that I want you to think about with your gameplay individually after watching you. So you've got a lot of good ideas, like actually good, confident ideas. Like at the end, with when you finally like killed the Caitlyn and got the big gold bonus, like that stuff, like the Zhonya's usage and everything was actually quite nice. And so you have really good, like I said, good foundation. The problem is the mistakes that I see you making is I had to pull you off to farm multiple times throughout this replay and to get you off to the side lane. And every time that I did it, I had to tell you to do it. And then those times that it takes, it's like 5 to 10 seconds that you're wasting just kind of like, what do I do? What do I do? And it's not to flame you. It's just mid and late games kind of like, you know, it gets a little messy. I want you thinking more about how you can get yourself bigger like that. But because you did that, you are a lot more of a threat. Like if you notice, I want you to look at the levels on both teams. This is why I'm saying that if your team just survives and just wave clears, your team off of just raw base stats actually comes into the next fight with a decent chance of winning the game. It's just because of that last fight. Actually, go ahead and fire up the replay too, and we can go through some specific scenarios. So now that I've seen how you play, like what your focal points are, I noticed that one thing that you do. So go ahead and pause right now. Okay, so I'm going to draw on my screen here. I'm going to use this as an example because I noticed this a ton and it was so tough to watch. Now I get that, you know, a lot of things in League are preference. The problem is a lot of your scenarios, you're positioning your camera in a very, very dangerous way. I noticed it in team fights. I noticed when you were farming. I noticed it a lot. And you have to restructure. Go ahead and put TF in the middle because that's actually about as good of a, like put him dead center like you had him. So I noticed that if minions, like say you were farming minions and they were like here or whatever, right? You would often put your camera in such a way to where you weren't getting the maximum amount of information. So if you were standing here, you'll find that what you do in your gameplay a lot is that you position your camera so that you can only see this. Okay? All of this behind you is fucking useless. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So you did this a lot, especially in some of the team fights. So let's say, for example, let's go ahead and actually move to one of those fights. It was at the top tower. It was somewhere like at the back half of the game. It was like they were sieging your inhib. I think it was there. And I think I had you. I told you to Zhonya's. Zhonya's a little early. It was probably my fault, but because I just want to show you this so you can be more aware of what you're doing because it's hurting you a lot. Now, go ahead and pause right now. So you see how this camera is positioned right now, where you're like down here, right?
Yes.
So when you actually fight, you don't do this, but this is what I want. Ideally, maybe not this low, but I want it so that your TF is like here, right, on camera, and that we can see everything in front. The way that you often fought is that your TF would actually be like more like you would have your character here. It was almost like you were lock screen, but I know you're not lock screen. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I want you kind of like bouncing your mouse a little bit more to the sides and pulling your character more towards the bottom, because what's happening is you're missing a lot of information. And the reason why it was bothering me so much is because I realized that the amount of advantages that I'm taking with Twisted Fate is because I can see all of that information. I can't see like when you need to walk up or when you need to play aggressive, and there's no way that you can really see it without staring at it. So that's one thing mechanically that I noticed out of your gameplay, that if you clean up, like you have so much more data to use because you just don't have the complete picture. And the other thing is just an APM thing. I noticed that a lot of what you would do is when there'd be like, say you were farming top or whatever, and I had you farming top for like an eternity, which trust me was the right play there, but you would stare at the wave. But the problem is staring at the wave's fine, but when you see on the minimap that your teammates are fighting, you need to be on high alert looking, and like you need to quickly look over and over again. You're not doing it nearly enough yet, so it's hurting your judgment of like when you need to stop farming, what's happening, like who's up. I need to see all that, and we can't get all of that information just from heads on the minimap. The best way that the way that I do it is I literally just click on the minimap. LS will have you use F keys. He'd tell you to use F keys. I don't really do that. I don't even think that's necessary, but that's a good habit too. I'm not knocking it. But those are two definite mechanical things that if you do a better job at that, you're going to have like, because your baseline mechanics, like your fundamentals are so good already, like you're really not making a ton of mechanical errors. You actually are just playing with incomplete information. That's been what my takeaway is. You're playing with so little information that's the difference between what I do and what you do. Is like, aside from some of the macro choices, mechanically, I'm seeing more, so I have more options than you, and I know little pockets of where I can take advantage. You're not even seeing them, so it's not even fair. It's like, until you have more info, it's not going to work. Oh, I can only throw it into corners? Okay. So here's the gank. Now, first things first, I'm going to tell you right now, the reason I didn't see it is because of how your camera is. But here, this is where I said, I think the move is you have to flash right away. Do you see why?
Yes.
That puts us in such a tricky spot if you don't just give it up. You need to think about your laning in terms of the long-term picture. So, for example, because we have to leave, this Zac takes all of our XP. If we had just flashed right away, Lulu wouldn't have really been able to do anything, and we would have been able to just, it would have been tough to farm, but we wouldn't have been in the situation where we missed so much. This puts us at a really shitty spot early game, and it makes it so that we kind of have to rely on a little bit of luck to get back into the game, at least in my opinion, because there's just so much miss. You miss about, this looks like what?
6 minions so far. 7.
Yeah, it's quite a bit. I mean, that right there I don't count. And then yeah, so it's about 8, 9, something like that when it's all said and done. And I don't want that XP to go to Zac, like at all. I mean that would totally screw up your agency for sure. I'm trying to think of what else we could go over specifically. Or do you have any questions for me? Because I think this was a pretty good.
No, it was pretty good. Actually, I kind of liked it a lot. The camera position, that was something that never been brought up.
Yeah, that was the thing that because I've never seen you physically play, I would have never known. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have been able to figure out what was going on. So it was good that we did this that way. Do you have any questions in regard to like maybe some of the macro stuff? We could just keep the camera on yourself for a second. Run this at like, I don't know, maybe 4 times. And I just want to see if there's anything weird that we could go over before I let you go. Because I just want to make sure that we're not missing any strange rotation points. Or I think there was one, like when you ulted to bottom, I wasn't exactly sure if I would have done the same play. I probably would have just went and got plates, but I didn't hate it. So it's not like, but I do want to go over it and tell you why I didn't necessarily, I wasn't in love with following it, but we'll see. Yeah, this was a tough one. I honestly, you played it pretty damn well, dude. This would be a tough one to win, even for me. This would be really tough. Just because the way that the game tempoed out, it's just because the Caitlyn is obviously so much more confident than your AD carry, and it just puts you in a position where your team's just getting towers knocked on the whole game. And what they don't understand is that you guys actually had you had the downswing. Like, you guys had the opportunity to win at the very end, but they just kept fighting. So this was good. Actually, back up real quick. I want to just talk about your ult positioning on that one. You ulted in kind of a strange space. And I think this was in part because of how you assess fights. Like I said, incomplete information. Because you don't look at it very quickly, or very often, I should say. So let's go ahead and pause. You can press P, by the way. Fun little fact. So go ahead and click on your mini-map. This is literally what I would do in the game. So I would just click on it, and I would assess. So go ahead and just let that fight play out for a second. And then get ready to press P. Press P now. So ideally, the issue that I take with this ult positioning is that it doesn't actually do anything in terms of trapping anybody. So if you notice, so ideally where I would have probably dropped my ult in this case is I would probably put it here. And I'm going to just tell you why so that you can think about this in the future. So the reason why I want you peeking it quickly is so that we can do a quick assessment. All right. So what I'm assessing is, what is the situation? And like, basically playing TF a lot of the time is like looking at little flashcards for like, you know what I mean? It's like looking at flashcards for like math or something. You literally just peek it and you quickly assess. You go, okay, what the fuck is going on? Should I ult to this? You're correct to ult to it. The problem is you ult somewhere up here, and that doesn't really do anything for us up here. Ideally, you'd want to ult somewhere like here. What this is going to do is it's going to put you in a position that is favorable for you. You want to leverage this guy, okay? You're leveraging him because you know that he's big as fuck, right? He's level 9. He's level 9. Shen is level 7. Graves is level 7. Lulu's level 7. You're in a really good spot to collapse. You're level 8. So if you collapse here, Lulu's instantly dead. It's about being as efficient as possible with the kill. If we land here or somewhere in this pocket, right, Lulu's just insta-dead to a stun card, and now we can play this 2v2. That's how I'm piecing this together. But if you go ahead and just tap play, and you slow down the playback a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, you just slow it down to half. Perfect. So the way that this fight winds up playing out is, you see how messy it is because of where we landed?
Yes.
It's fine that we win the fight. I mean, I'm glad that you win it. I'm happy that you're making these plays. But what I want you to try to be more efficient, because if we do it the other way, you're probably not going to ever have to flash, right? And that's how we're going to chain together more opportunities. And also, when the fights are cleaner, that's why, like, when you have a really clean fight, you seem to get a ton of more objectives. Because if you just ace an enemy team, like, that's why wombo combos are hilarious. Because your team just gets fucking ruined. And then, bam, now you see what I'm saying? You just get a bunch of objectives. But when the fights are messy, you see how the spawn timers get all staggered and weird. And then we have to figure out, like, okay, who's going to defend, who isn't. That's all I'm saying, is just try to make sure that when we're looking at those ult opportunities, let's try to find a better pick. You can go ahead and fast forward through some more. You can put it on 4x speed and just let it go. This all looked, this was actually a really good spot. Let's go ahead and back up just a smidge. I want to talk to you about this. So let's talk about, go ahead and pause it. So here, this is where this got you off tempo quite a bit too. So I wanted to explain to you why I need you to wave clear mid before going to top here, okay? So I want you to look at the mini-map. At the bottom, you have, and you can feel free to look at my screen too. At the bottom, you have 3, your teammates. So basically, you're playing on the weak side right now. I mean, really, you should never have 3 teammates at bottom at this stage of the game. But as you know, this is LAN server. And really, I mean, I talk shit about LAN server. This shit happens on NA as well. So this is not exclusive to LAN. Like, when teams get squashed, a lot of the times the map kind of gets a lane heavy. So like, let's say the opposite happens, and it's like from like fucking bronze to platinum, and let's say that top gets squashed. Teams tend to throw too many resources at that lane even after the lane is over. So in this case, Sona and Zach shouldn't really be at bot side that often ever. They should be trying to play towards their stronger laners. If you notice, you and the Aatrox actually aren't doing that badly. So theoretically, Sona could just walk up to mid or top, and then Zac could engage, and you guys would actually have a decent spot to defend some of these pushes if somebody's out of position. Like, say, for example, Lulu is off in fucking top lane for some reason with Shen and is not paying attention, and then they try to siege, and then you 4-man mid, or, it's just... There's no reason for everybody to be on the bottom side of the map. And also, the opposite holds true. Sometimes a team will squash bottom really hard and keep pushing in on that lane and get themselves killed. Oh, this is an A? This is an A?
Yeah, this is an A.
Oh, good. Okay, well, that's perfect. See, there you go. I didn't hear you. My bad. So there you go. The thing is, though, they might just try to push in on the tier 2 tower anyways. And... at that point, they just kind of throw their lead. But when you rotate it, if you play this out really slowly, watch what happens. Go ahead and slow your playback down and press play. Watch what happens when you rotate up here. The wave that was coming down mid, you check mid real quick. You see how you're missing this wave mid?
Yes.
You missed the wave, and now you're zoned off of the wave. And you're in such a shitty spot because you really can't play off a tower. I guess that's the long story short. You can't play off of tower because your entire team's on the bot side. At this point, it sucks, but your role would probably be to just wave clear this and just turtle out. And I think at some point you took a lot of damage trying to wave clear it again. You can fast forward a smidge here. Yeah. So Zac saves you. You go and get the plant. You come back and then pause right here. You're at the chickens. And then you get the plant. Let's go ahead and focus in on you. There you go. Perfect. And this siege, I just want to show you what happened here and then we'll stop. So this was good. You were poking, you're doing your thing. Personally, I would have liked right here. Actually, no, you didn't get pushed out here. This was totally different. There's a point where you get sieged on and you get a little too close. I think it's the next wave. Go ahead and double click your portrait and just speed it up. The portrait on the left side. I'm showing you all the little replay tricks right now. Like you see on the left with all the little portrait pictures. No, up. Yeah, double click that. Left click it. Yep, double click. Should go. There you go. I'm showing you all the tricks, man.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know. I did. I'm telling you, I've done this too much. There's a point where we get knocked out of the lane, and I want to talk about that real quick. So,
is this play right here?
This was bad. This was another thing that I really didn't like. If we can find it, where the fuck is it? I know it was in mid. I know it.
I think it was this play. Let me go back real quick.
It might have been the second tower. You basically get knocked out of lane, and I just wanted to show you where I would have stood just to go over it. They get rift. You understand why I had you do this, right? Why I had you push this? Because if you notice, you can pause real quick and look at top. If you notice, there's no you being there doesn't change anything. You understand that, right?
Yes.
Like, it doesn't change what's going to happen. Even if you're there, they're going to siege it. They're going to hit it. So you show up at actually a really good time. So if you play it, you show up right as the fight's actually worth defending. This was when I started noticing the camera thing right here. These fights was when it was the most apparent. Because I could barely even see the Caitlyn. The Caitlyn might as well have been in the sunken place. Like, she was just gone. So that's something that we need to clean up. And this is, me probably talking in your ear too much fucked you up. But I get it. I blame me on that one. So you understand why I had you grab all this farm, right?
Yep.
Up here at the top. The main reason is just because at this point, your guys' responsibility is to just wave clear, survive. The thing that this Zac doesn't understand, and what I want anybody watching this to understand, is that when you're playing a champion like Zac, TF, when you're playing this type of composition, it really doesn't benefit you at all to play off of tower. Because if Zac is a really good turret defender, so there's no need for us to be fighting all crazy and just hoping to luck out. What we're really looking for is we're looking for them to siege, Zach to engage, us to follow up. That's all we're looking for. So it was a shame that they kept putting us in an awkward spot. And then here, I was a little worried for you because I thought they were going to fold in on you. Thankfully, they didn't. Okay, let's put the camera on you and slow it down a little bit. So this was actually really good. You should just be cheating more towards the bottom when you do it, okay?
Yes.
That's the right play, though, actually. Because you're just trying to... If you would have gotten to that wave and they don't push it, that buys your team a lot of time. But I guess you're right. I guess you got pushed out somewhere way before that play because it must have just been in the mid. But yeah, I think everything here I covered should make a pretty big difference for you. I think the build was fine. I would look at the selling of the refillable just to make sure that like that point of the game. I want you to understand that anytime you get pushed out of lane, you can always just back and run back to you can just run back to mid. It should be fine. This was all, I mean, yeah, this was just impossible. They just have so much here. They have the big Caitlyn. They basically have double support for her, and she's huge. It's like the worst case scenario for Caitlyn, like to face Caitlyn. She's got the Morgana spell shield and the Lulu ults, and it's really tough to actually find a good window to go, and your team's not going to find it. And TF, unfortunately, can't take up that much space. One more thing I want to say before I go is that I think the next item, what next item would you have built?
For me next, it would be Lich Bane.
Yeah.
Then finish the Dark Shield if I was doing good.
No, so I mean, yes, you can do that, but what would your next item be? Like ignoring those.
We'll probably get in this game Rapid Fire Cannon.
Good. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that you were thinking that because the reason I want you thinking about that item there is because of the Caitlyn mainly, so that you can actually like threat. Because you realistically, the most important thing versus this composition is just getting rid of the Caitlyn, and then the rest of the team will just kind of fall over, which is what happened here. But cool. This was good, dude. And like I said, I really don't think that your TF is bad at all. I think you're doing a lot of really good things. You have good ideas and good confidence. Just let's work on the camera positioning. Let's work on trying to pan our map around a little bit more actively. And I think you'll see, I know it's awkward and uncomfortable and weird, but the more that you do it and the more information you kind of expose yourself to, you have good decision making, really. So with more information, you're going to have a lot better success, I would assume. I can't see why you wouldn't. All right?
Alrighty, sounds good.
All right, man. Thanks for doing this.
Alrighty. Thank you.